Welcome to Seize the Mains by Raj Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is season 3 of our daily answer writing initiative. This initiative is directly coordinated with our website rajiasacademy.com. So you can directly go to the website, click on the mains answer writing section, you'll find a list of questions, and in the comment section after watching this video you can write your own answer and post it there under the question that we are addressing today, or any of the questions. There are many questions that have been listed here, so you can answer any of the questions. So, the question that was given to you yesterday was for day 26. Snigdha ma'am took a discussion at 2:30 p.m. regarding UN peacekeeping missions. So, question is, what do UN peacekeepers do? How has India contributed to UN peacekeeping? Explain. तो ये आंसर को आपने 250 वर्ड्स में एड्रेस करना है. इट इज़ अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन, बहुत ही सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक आर्टिकल था UN peacekeeping के ऊपर. देर आर हाई चांसेस दैट क्वेश्चंस विद रिगार्ड्स टू इंडियाज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन इन यूनाइटेड नेशंस. इंडिया हैज़ बीन अ member of the Security Council as well. A non-permanent seat has been allotted to India and other ECOSOC also. So, UN peacekeeping is important from mains point of view. So, let's see how we will address this question. इसका जो पहला पार्ट है, the first part of this question is what do UN peacekeepers do? UN peacekeepers करते क्या है? So, how has India contributed to UN peacekeeping? Very straightforward question. First of all, in the introduction, we'll talk about the UN peacekeepers and what do they do. So, peacekeeping is basically one of the most effective tools available to the United Nations to assist host countries to fight conflict after a disaster, after a war or riots, whatever are happening. अगर उनके पास अपनी forces नहीं है या अपनी forces capable नहीं है, the government has gone down. So this is where UN intervenes and peacekeeping missions वो भेजते हैं with the help of many countries, armed forces of many countries, doctors of many countries. These missions are sent. There are 3 basic principles which the United Nations always follows before sending a peacekeeping mission. किसी भी country को help करने से पहले 3 principles का ध्यान रखा जाता है. The first one is the consent of parties. So parties का members का consent लेना बहुत important होता है. Otherwise, it is an intervention into the space, into the sovereignty of that country. So consent of parties is the first thing. Second is impartiality. UN peacekeeping में किसी भी side का support नहीं किया जाता. They don't support any side. What their main aim is to save as many lives as possible, to establish peace and a stable government, a stable form of organization as soon as possible. तो वहाँ के लोगों को help करना इनका main aim रहता है. So impartiality is the key. And the third and most important is non-use of force. So it is said many times that whenever officers are sent to UN peacekeeping forces, they have to shoot to scare off the other person or the other party. They have to shoot in the air. They are not allowed to shoot on the person or carry out the first round of firing. So non-use of force except in self-defense and defense of the mandate. If somebody is hurting the innocent, if a group of protesters are trying to attack a hospital, or they are trying to kidnap or murder the innocent people, then only they can fire or they can use force. So this was a brief introduction about UN peacekeeping forces, what their mandate is and what their principles are. Now briefly we'll discuss about what is the role of India. India क्या करता है, India का क्या main role रहा है UN peacekeeping में. So basically India is one of the 4 biggest contributors to UN peacekeeping, and India ने medically help किया है, India ने women contingent set up किए हैं, India has donated a lot to the funds that have been established by the United Nations peacekeeping forces. So we'll cover them one by one, and in the point format as we start on. The first one is India's contribution to UN peacekeeping operations have been underscored by the experience and professionalism of armed forces, whether it is the border security force, whether it's the army, navy, air force, all kinds, or police officers for that matter. So all kinds of armed forces from India, they have got deputations in UN peacekeeping forces. All levels of officers have got deputations in UN peacekeeping forces. So that is such high level of contribution from India. So as in and India follows this as a mandate because India is a founder member of the United Nations. It has never ever hesitated to respond to the calls of United Nations. So this is your first point. This is how you will start, that where is the broad role that lies. The second is, you don't have to talk. There is a lot of data that is available on websites of Ministry of External Affairs or the websites of United Nations peacekeeping forces per se, or in the recent article that we're talking about, you don't have to talk about how many commanders were sent or how many missions have been sent. Broad data is fine, but precise data is not important. बहुत ज़्यादा data याद नहीं रखना, आपने broadly इस चीज़ को cover करना है कि what kind of role India is playing towards these missions. So India has provided 17 force commanders to various missions. Beside the force commanders, advisors, military advisors and one female police advisor have also been provided to UN peacekeeping missions. So whenever an advisor is sent, that enhances, that highlights your capabilities. So that is why it's important. India was the first country to contribute to the Trust Fund on Sexual Exploitation, which was set up in 2016. So India has not hesitated. India ने कभी hesitate नहीं किया है to give financial grants also, to help financially also, especially when it comes to the Trust Fund on Sexual Exploitation. This is something you should know, and this is something you should definitely highlight in your answer. The second one is that the first women contingent to UN peacekeeping mission that was sent by India, and that was back in 2007. In fact, it continues till this date. A lot of women officers from armed forces are sent on an yearly basis, and they serve in the UN peacekeeping missions. So highlighting the role of women here, that's important. The fifth one is that Indian peacekeepers have served in UN peacekeeping missions around the world. They protect civilians and support peace processes and also carry out specialist tasks. So in Eritrea, Indian engineers, for example, doctors, the role of doctors, the role of women, the role of armed forces and the role of engineers, they help to rehabilitate roads as part of the UN mission in Ethiopia and Eritrea. The sixth one is about medical care, not only just doctors for human beings. We send a lot of veterinary doctors also, a lot of medicines also from time to time. So medical care is something you can talk about. Medical care is among the many services Indian peacekeepers provide to the communities in which they serve on behalf of the organization. The seventh one is, currently there are more than, here you can highlight the data, how many troops India has sent. So somewhere at some points you will have to give that precise data or approximate data. So currently there are more than 6,700 troops and police officers from India who have been deployed to UN peacekeeping missions, which is the fourth largest amongst all the contributing countries. So the last point or the concluding point is that though India has contributed, India ने बहुत ज़्यादा contribution तो दिया है, different areas में contribution दिया है, as we just saw, but there is one thing that a lot of Indians have lost lives in UN peacekeeping forces. It is not a very safe arena that people just go or officers just go there, get deployed and enjoy their stay and come back. Many a times they lose their lives, which was recently the case with BSF officials. Two of the BSF officials lost life in a kind of riot that was taking place. So in the concluding lines, you can highlight the contribution of India, definitely yes, but you should also highlight that at the international level, resolving of disputes need to happen at a faster pace. Sending peacekeeping missions is important, but things that can be sorted out over table or by heeding to the demands of innocent people, that cannot happen through armed forces, or this is just after effects. This is just something that for rehabilitation that peacekeeping missions are sent, but at the the solution should be to handle it at a diplomatic level and also to include all the major contributors to UN peacekeeping, and India is one of the major contributors, so everybody should be included in all these diplomatic solutions. So more than 160 Indian peacekeepers have paid the ultimate price in service to peace, losing their lives serving under the United Nations flag. It is critical that troop and police contributing countries should be fully involved at all stages and in all aspects of mission planning. There should be greater financial and human resources for peace building in post-conflict societies where UN peacekeeping officers have been mandated. So this was your answer for today. For full answer, you can go to our website rajIASacademy.com. The full answer is available. It's not there in the presentation form as we were giving it to you earlier. But what you can do is you can just select and copy from there in a separate folder or in a separate Word file or doc file of yours. So save those answers there. Also, we would come up with a monthly compilation once we are over with this season. After season 3, you will definitely get a compilation. So that's on the way. Write your answer if you haven't written it yet. Add your points, add improvements to this sample answer and post it on our website. Stay tuned, and Seize the Mains will also be aired on Saturday from now onwards. So I'll see you on Saturday, and keep sharing your answers, keep working hard. All the best.